And welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
Captain Mizzy.
Welcome to episode 265. Looks like John's screen's a little messed up.
Is it 65?
It is 200.
Looks like it says episode 26.
It does say episode 26.
Does it say 26?
It does.
265. It's probably when I was trying to get everything going. I probably accidentally hit the backspace too many times. 265. Today we're going to be talking about how to get your hobby spark back on, get back at the table, do things that you need to do, etc., etc. But before we do that, we got to get about all the business. We want to thank Midnight Heroes. Don't forget, they're going to be at ReaperCon, selling a bunch of new stuff, and they are going to be coming to Warfare Weekend, where they're going to have some cool new chibi things. Oh, yep, and of course they'll be doing some Dual Fate stuff. I know that they have some new stuff lined up. Kickstarter just finished, and they're finishing that. But they'll definitely be at Reaper, doing all the cool stuff. And then we want to thank Muse on Minis for letting us host all of our stuff with them. Make sure you check out their channel, or their page, I should say, because they have some cool stuff that you can get before they go away. On the, I think they're redoing like their Marvel Crisis Protocol, like thingamajiggers, like card slots or whatever. I know they're doing some terrain stuff too still. But I know that they were redoing. It's where you put the card and you did the damage tracking and stuff for MCP type thing. I think they're redoing those. I know they redid something.
Oh, probably
new.
turning them sideways because when they started, they were portrait rather than landscape.
Correct. And I think that they redid those. And then, of course, their token set's really good for MCP. We want to thank Parabellum Wargames for making a conquest. And they will be back at Warfare Weekend also this year.
Awesome.
They're going to be running a few tournaments, some smaller stuff. But we always want to welcome them back. And they'll be doing demos. Joey, she'll be doing demos all weekend long, which will be cool.
And she's super nice and super cool. Yep. You should definitely go hang out with her for a while.
Yep. Turbo Dork, we want to thank them for sponsoring, because they're also sponsoring us and Warfare Weekend. They actually just made a post. They are sponsoring one of the things at Gen Con. And they're bringing out their long palette again and like 10 new paints.
Cool. I need the long palette. I keep checking every time you mention them. I check.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Soon. And so they'll be having those, and they'll be coming out with them. We want to thank Creature Caster, which also not only sponsoring us, we have their paint line, and we're going to be testing it out, the Cuttlefish colors, which is a sketch and glazing paint system, which has been really good. I really like
We'll find other ways to use them too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've been using the glazes a lot lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at them here when I eventually start painting again.
And then also, we have a subscription to their Tribes, which is their My Mini Factory Patreon, where each month you get usually 10 to 12 models, and usually a large scale model too, and then a 5th edition module that you can play with the models you print. So kind of cool thing. They're actually going to be running 3 RPGs at Warfare Weekend with their new stuff.
And actually, speaking about that, Gonzo, I got an email this past week for a free month to their tribe because I backed the Kickstarter. So if you back their Judgment Kickstarter, check your emails.
Even cooler.
Cool.
Did I miss anybody?
I don't think so.
I do not believe so.
I don't think so. I think I got everybody. But today, like I said, we're going to talk about trying to reigniting that spark when you either got burnt out or life just sucks and you just can't get into that mood anymore of painting stuff or putting together models or any hobby for that matter of fact. It just doesn't have to be our painting. It could be any hobby.
Is he just calling me out? Because it feels like he's just calling me out.
I mean, maybe.
Slightly.
The expression that I usually use if someone is being called out is, if the shoe fits, you might as well wear it. And look fabulous. Or unfabulous, depending on who you are and the circumstances. But anyway.
Also, news. We will not be podcasting next week. Half of us will be out of town. to the Siege Invitational.
2/3 technically.
Technically.
2/3.
There's technicalities here.
And the other third will be doing something else. So no podcast next weekend. And then the 30th will be Captain Mizzy's last time on More Than Dice as a semi-regular. She will be jumping in every so often when need be. But we have found someone to fill the third spot of the podcast. That person we will talk about at the probably beginning of August, so they can be ready. But we have a third person that will be joining us on the podcast regular. So they do painting, all this other cool stuff, but they will be the new regular. We'll make that announcement probably first weekend in August. We talked with that person, and they were very joyful and were happy to join. And asked if they could start the first full weekend in August, and I said that's perfect because that'll make it where we can get everything going. But they will be joining the team full time.
And I will get to go back into the chat where I belong.
Get back in the chat, Mod! But Mizzy will be hanging out there. She'll go one more weekend, and then we can relieve her of her duties. I said duty.
You're a duty head.
Truth.
So let's see. Shout outs this week. John, do you know any?
I don't, but I haven't been super paying attention. I mean, obviously, I know the one that you're going to share about.
Well, yeah, if everybody's Facebook friends with me, they know that my corgi TJ passed away this week. Super lovable. He was my pirate dog, I used to call him, because he'd never he didn't mind being picked up, but every time you picked him up, he would, and grr like a pirate. He passed away unexpectedly on Tuesday night, so I'm super sad about that. We did have him cremated, and they gave us all this stuff, and of course made me cry like a little bitch when I picked up his ashes. So, but he passed away, so. I've been my other dogs have been super snuggly with me, and they've been having to deal with it too because that was their brother since they've been in the house. Yes. He was a little over 10 years old, so been around for a while. And fuck you, Facebook, for using my sadness to pimp ads for other puppies and dogs and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's Facebook. If you're not paying for it, you're the product.
Yeah. Well, I mean, which is fine. I looked at other doggies and I was like, oh, that's a cute dog and stuff like that. But I was like, that's a little cheap, Facebook. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It's a cheap shot.
But I don't think of any...
I can't think of any others. So.
I didn't think anybody else that to it other than that. No. Captain Mizzy, what are you drinking tonight?
Blueberry lemonade water.
Blueberry lemonade water.
Yes.
Okay.
Got flavor packets.
Packets of flavor.
Yes. It's purple. Burgundy. It's tasty. That's what it is.
Drinking Urple.
John, what's your drink of choice tonight?
Well, the preamble, I finished the Red Stag and Trey Coke. I now have a Code Fireball, but I'm going to start off. There's a liquor store and thought of you, Gonzo. So I'm going to start off with some Maker's Mark.
Ooh! My whiskey of choice.
I was like, oh shit, I could buy that. That was Gonzo's pick.
Very reasonably priced.
Yeah, quite.
I still got the water going. For people that weren't in the pre-ramble, everything's going fine. I got my appointments coming up, but I'm just going to keep drinking water for a little bit. Try to keep, hydrated, clear those kidneys out, keep everything, nice and happy for a bit, hydrated, especially now with it being like 800 degrees outside. I mean, it is too fucking hot.
Trust me.
True facts.
Hydration's been very much on my mind recently.
So, definitely going to be drinking a bunch of water. Guys, we appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us. It's really important and stuff. And if you have anything you want to talk about or see or want us to review or hang out with, don't hesitate to ask. You can reach us everywhere, anywhere, email, Facebook. We don't mind. And especially with product you want us to review, because we love reviewing products type stuff. But as our saying goes, if you see something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find somebody that will. Cheers.
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 That is true. Artificial humidity is. It hasn't gotten super, super bad here in Arkansas, but I'm from Louisiana, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just started getting bad here in Maryland. Not like horrible. We've topped out under 100, but the humidity's slowly climbing. Plus, for some god awful reason, they have the fucking thermostat on my desk set at 76.
I think they said that this is the hottest the planet has been. Everybody's broken their heat record this week in like the last 1,000 years or something. It's like super, super fucking hot everywhere. Everybody's broken everybody's records this last week.
There's a lot of we haven't broken any records here in Maryland, I don't think, but a lot of places, like many of the hottest days of the planet have been in the past.
Yeah, I saw an article.
Season, basically.
I saw an article that a group of people are going to, Death Valley to experience what 130 degrees feels like. And I'm like, you're fucking around.
Well, if you plan and prepare, it's okay.
As long, I step outside, fuck this, I go back inside.
Yeah, but you got to be more than that. You have to all right, okay. Yeah, okay. This sucks. Don't want this.
Yeah. I didn't see the full article. I was just like, nah, I don't think I want to do that one. I mean, I'm all about new experiences, but I think I'm okay with that one.
Again, I'm the guy who will I usually don't use my AC in the car even. You need to kind of be ready for it to an extent.
Yeah, no. Not gonna happen. What else? Do we got anything else that needs to go? If you're going to Warfare Weekend, badges are now on sale. V did put the shout on there, and hopefully V will come, because I haven't got to meet V, just seen her, and it would be nice to see my friend once in my lifetime.
Yeah,
and she could
I
hang
would
out.
love to give you a hug.
It would be really, really awesome.
All the hugs.
If, friend would come. We got a lot of good games this year. A lot of good RPGs. And a lot of fun stuff. So there's a lot of good things going on. So other than that, I think that's about it. I think we hit everything. Yeah. Let's go get some painting. Go ahead, Joe.
You mentioned something though. We're actually not recording the current game of Genesis that me and Spencer and Banyan and Not Yet Dave are playing. We just don't play frequently enough. We've been monthly at best right now.
Gotcha.
So we're not really recording right now.
And nothing has to be. That's the thing, is you don't have to record.
I plan to when we get back to a more regular schedule every other week or so generally. But right now it just didn't seem like it was worth the trouble.
So this is my judgment model. The last thing I need to do is do the teeth, because he's got no teeth.
The teeth?
The teeth are not there.
Has to do the teeth.
So I got to paint white teeth on them. So we'll get this. My favorite white to use. Da-da-da. The white ink.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Very good stuff. And then after I get the white teeth, I'm going to try to finish up my pirate. Admiral Boomhalla.
So what you got left on her?
I got to do a little bit of white on all the little... What are they called? Sea barnacles. The barnacles. A little bit of brown on the chest. White the eye out. Put little X's on the bottles of alcohol. A little bit of blue, light blue there. And that's pretty much about it. A little bit of highlights on the octopus. Oh, and I got to fix this part back here and paint it purple because I accidentally painted it orange thinking it was part of the octopus, and it's not. It's actually part of her hair, and I'm going to actually just make her hair purple. Make it easy.
Purple.
And that's pretty much going to be about it. Just a little bitty touch-ups. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put like I got a black-gray static grass, just a couple of pieces. Small little things on there, and that'll be about it. But just small touch-ups.
Not bad.
Clean
Nice.
up and be done. Well, there goes Tyson. He got kicked out of a room, and he doesn't like it. So
dramatic.
he is. He is a baby.
He is the baby, so yes.
So
Gonzo, you're going to have to leave with this topic because if I had the answer to this topic, I would probably be hobbying right now because right now I'm at a lull.
yeah, so everybody remembers John had a hobby streak, and that hobby streak reached into the millions. I mean, it was amazing.
Wow. Millions.
I mean, that might be a
Even
little
I'm
bit
impressed with myself.
exaggerated,
Wow.
but,
Damn,
It was
God,
definitely
you were really good.
impressive.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. Well, John had it up there, and I know John hasn't had time, and his life has been.
Oh, no. We'll stop. It's not time. You make time for things that are important. I just haven't had to give a shit.
But why haven't you had to give a shit?
So, we were doing a Marvel Crisis Protocol League, and then for some reason the crew started really doing Necromunda, and rather than us focusing on that thing, they were focusing on Necromunda. I have no desire to play Necromunda. So the league sort of died, and now I don't really have anything to focus on playing. So, like, why am I painting all these models if I'm fucking not going to get to use them?
Because they're cool.
I know
models.
it's depressing. Sorry, guys. That's the truth. You know, we usually have a discussion of, oh, we're going to do this and this and this. And I've told them I have no fucking desire to play Necromunda. That ship is long sailed. I, quite honestly, have no real desire to give GW any real money. So, you know, we're at an impasse. Either I find a new group to hang out with, which I don't really do because these guys are my friends, or I get maybe every other week a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol if I'm lucky. You know, but part of that's also COVID. COVID sort of stopped all the playing. With no playing, there's not as much desire to paint the models. Like, I enjoy painting to an extent, but I also enjoy chilling. And chilling is good. So, you know, it's like a multitude of things all at once. Plus, also now that it's actually warm and my computer makes it warmer, it is a little more difficult to paint when it's this warm.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of paints drying out quicker. You know, everything just takes a lot longer type stuff. So, you know, I can get that. But, I mean, I usually don't paint a lot unless it's during the podcast. Don't get me wrong. I do want to paint. It's not that I don't want to. It's just getting that motivation to. Because, I mean, we've all got, I don't want to say shitty, but we've all got, you know, a lot of life stuff going on. You know, either work or, you know, things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something that, you know, a lot of people have been telling me, and a lot of people are saying that we need to make sure that we're doing self-care. And while some self-care is painting, if it's not feeling fun or right, you're not going to like it, and you're just going to want to turn it off and not do it.
Yeah, and it's sort of that, you know, with no games to play, really, I'm not really motivated You know, I could paint stuff. I do want to get back to painting. It's just I get there during the day and it's like, or I could just sit here and play some video games and chill.
Yeah, and that also does too. Because I mean, like this last few weeks, a lot of video games came out that I wanted to play. I mean, Diablo 4, and then the new Legend of Zelda, the new Final Fantasy, and I was like, man, I want to paint, but I want to play these too. So it's been a back and forth.
I'm gonna play the same games though. I'm not even looking at new games.
Oh, I'm talking about me.
Sometimes you
I
need
know. I'm
comfort
just saying.
zone. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in a little ways it's sort of I've kind of given up, and I'm just existing. Not really, not like totally, but kind of, because we got the new D&D campaign going. But it's just with nothing pushing me to the hobby. I don't have any real reason to. Heck, I feel more desire to paint some of the BattleTech models because I'm going to be demoing BattleTech to No Nickname Frank. Eventually, we just got to get time together. So,
I mean,
that's the thing.
So I mean this is a joke, but you could find your motivation by joining a certain detail team.
So I've painted on a deadline before. I used for Games Workshop, and a lot of times that fucking killed me.
Oh yeah.
Like there was a point where we had to get an entire Lord of the Rings warband done, and we have less than a month to do it from the time they actually decide to fucking tell us, and the time that we need to get it done for the White Dwarf. And that fucking killed me. I was like, literally, get off work, go home, paint, and it was not fun. I never want to do that again.
Yeah. The burnout is real when it comes to painting for something you have to paint for.
Yeah.
Whether it's work or a convention or, competition, because I know competition painters, they get burnout also. But one of the things that can kind of push you to, do is getting new models that you really want. Demoing stuff so you can actually have a really cool demo with models. And those models, I mean, John was talking about the BattleTech. The BattleTech stuff, are, I wouldn't say they're easy models, but in my opinion, they're pretty fun to paint because you can really do some good stuff with contrast paint with them and go through and have it looking a very solid paint job in a little amount of time.
True.
Type thing. But yeah, I mean, burnt out is a real thing. Or burn out, I should not burnt out, but burn out is a real thing.
Your focus is a little off.
Is it?
You're a little low.
Yeah.
You got really good focus on your hand.
I'll be a hand model someday.
That freckle, though.
That one right there?
Yep, that one. So yeah, this is one. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer to.
And there isn't an answer. There's not like any one thing.
No, there is an answer. There is an answer. It might be per person, but there is an answer of how to do it. I just don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I think it's all.
Or I'd be painting more. I mean, going back on a hobby streak is the best way to do it. It's just you got to get started. And I am the embodiment of physics, an object in motion tends to stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force, and an object
at rest
at rest tends to stay at rest until acted upon by an outside force. And I don't have that outside force right now.
Sometimes you just have to have a friend send you a bunch of models, especially new cool stuff.
I don't. I don't have room for more stuff.
Oh, I'm not going to give you any more new stuff. I'm just saying I've got you stuff. I sent John some models recently, some mech models, and some other things. So I'm just giving him shit is what I'm doing.
We did not give you shit. You would think something's wrong.
But, I mean, there's got to be... And sometimes you just got to do it. As much as it hates. Sometimes
you just have to do it, but you got to get to that point, There's so many things. There's so much going on. So much vying for our time,
Yeah.
You want to be involved in everything. Oh, I want to see the new series everyone's talking about because everyone's talking about it. You're a little low again.
Yeah.
We need to like get crosshairs on.
Yeah, I need to put like
so you know where to do it.
where to put my hand.
Exactly. You know, you want to see the new series, you want to see the new movies, you want to play the new video games, you want to be in on all the stuff, but you just can't be in on all the stuff.
No, our time is limited, whether we like it or not.
Damn it! I want to be a superhero.
And technically, that's sort of like a version of the whole 50s, 60s buying stuff race, keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just now, it's media and stuff. We were trying to keep up with everything, you know. Because it's I mean, COVID really messed a lot of things up. We all had very kind of schedules, and now it's gone. And there's so much competing for your attention because, you know, during COVID, you know, you started getting in more watching stuff, different habits. That's true right now. The Joneses can't even keep up with the Joneses nowadays. But, you know, it's just, I guess you just got to find your motivation, whether it be, you know, it's just that I don't know, like from week to week. You know, like this next weekend is theoretically a go to Marshall's and play. Is Marshall going to be available? If not, we're all just going to stay at home and do other stuff. You know, I can't, the guys don't generally go, hey, let's get together somewhere else and do something. We just all play video games. You know, it might just be the natural evolution of things. As you get older, sometimes you just go on to other things. I don't know. Yes, Art of Michael LaVoy says, I was vendoring constantly at cons. After COVID, I just have no desire to build the business back up. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I can get that too because, I mean, conventions are starting to kick off. And speaking with all my vendor friends, it's gotten much more expensive.
Yeah.
And a lot more work.
Yep. Well, the rich people want to be richer, and with less people selling, you know, buying stuff, they want to make the same or more money off less people. But that is a different discussion.
Yeah,
just, you know, I think the best you can do is just start making a goal, you know?
Once a week. Try to do something creative.
I mean, I do plenty creative, dude. I run 2 role-playing games now. But, you know, to get back to painting, you got to make a goal. Like, I kind of want to play my Asgard, but I need to get Thor done. He's, like, been mostly done for months now. And then I got to get Beta Ray Bill done. So, you know, it's got to clean off this area and make it. It's just, you know, life. It's just life.
So would be cleaning your desk be your first start?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I mean, which is actually kind of therapeutic if you think about it. Because, I mean, I'll tell you right now, when my desk looks like shit, I'm not motivated because my OCD kicks in and then I'm like, oh, fucking A. And then eventually, you know, I'll clean it off. And when I clean it off, I'm like, fuck yeah, this looks good. And now I feel, you know, a bit more motivated to, you know, to paint or, you know, hobby in general.
Yep. Well, so it's a bit of the whole, you know, as the other people say, the spoons. I get home from work and I have very few spoons left because stupidity. So, do I spend those on painting, which will likely not be super frustrating, but can occasionally be frustrating, which would not help me recharge as much? Or do I go, let's skip the potentially, you know, triggering thing and just chill out, play some video games, watch some stuff, and know I'm going to be good. You know, it's tough because you don't want to give up on your hobby, but at some point, if it's, you know, painting is occasionally frustrating. Let's not lie.
Oh yeah.
And if you can't take that mentally, then you need to figure out what you're doing. And it's that whole self-care thing, you know. Part of self-care is, I mean, that's the wise man said, is know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away.
Yeah, that's wise words.
Know when to run. You have a
know,
count
'cause-
your money.
Are you
Sorry.
sitting at the table? Yeah. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Know the song? Trust me, son. I know the song. But it's wise words because sometimes you have to sit there and self-knowledge is difficult. Self-evaluation is difficult. Because sometimes you're like, I'm okay. If you have to sit there and say you're okay, you're not okay. Spoiler, I say that in the morning a lot.
Flatter yourself
You
until
know?
it's actually true.
Yep. Get yourself going like, yes, I'm okay. We'll be okay. And so, it's sometimes life's like that, but it's been a long period of that. This year's been extra trying for me, and I need all the mental fortitude I can get. So
Well, something
maybe
that
I
also,
do just clean off once, make a thing like, let's clean off by the end of this week, and then start painting again. And we all have to stop with the fucking excuse. We're all so good at making excuses. We'll call them reasons, but they're excuses. Because at the end of the day, if something's actually important to you, you'll make the damn time.
oh yeah.
It'll work. You can excuses all like I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go to the movies. The only day I ever want to go to the movies is Wednesday, and I can't because of work. Spoiler, that's actually a thing I say, and it's kind of true. Go by the mall on Wednesday the way home, like, man, I could see a movie right now. No, I can't. I gotta fucking work. That's why I saw Indy Sunday morning, and I plan on seeing more movies Sunday morning. But you got to find the time for the stuff you want to do. If you want to go see movies, but you fucking hate fucking people, which I do, you got to find the time where there's less people there. If you want to paint, but you're like, I can't make the time, you got to figure out what you can do. Sometimes it's easy of sitting there and going, just taking a little notepad and writing down what you do, how long you do it. Holy shit, I spend 2 hours a night on YouTube. That's probably too much. I'm just using a number. It might not be true. But that's that kind of thing. You have to self-evaluate. Okay, what can I change to make the time for the thing I want to do? And like that's hard. Like I said, anyone who's been in a job where they've been like, we've gone to self-evaluations. Fuck you people. No. You fucking tell me how I'm doing. I don't fucking know. Because we're all masters at lying to ourselves to keep ourselves going. We'll tell ourselves we're doing fine just because that's how we keep going every day. We actually need input so we can know how we're doing. Like literally, I'll say this. If your job says self-evaluate, fucking find a new one. That's a lazy way out. I will go, well, how do you think you're doing? And then I will have a discussion with my person about that. And I do have a person who thinks they're doing well, and they are not. But, it's one of those things. It's because humans are so good at part of our defense mechanism is lying to ourselves. Usually benignly just to make sure we can continue to function. But regardless, we will lie to ourselves, and we'll do that. Like, oh, I just don't have time to paint. Well, fucker, you spend, watch fucking 2 less YouTube videos, and suddenly you have fucking time to paint. It's you have to get out there, analyze what you're doing, and make time for what it is. Maybe you're a person, you don't realize that you have to have that rigid schedule that you can do every day. Like, I'm not a person who will binge an entire TV series in like 2 days. But I'm a guy who will sit there every night and watch an episode until I'm done. That is much more my way. Which is why it's harder for me to keep up with TV series. Like, weekly's okay, but I'm better boom, boom. Like, I watch Daredevil. I watch Daredevil 1 episode a night. Maybe 2 if I was feeling froggy.
Oh, he's no longer going to be on the show.
Ha! Funny. Froggy. Huh. But yeah, but you have to sort of self-analyze and figure out where you are, so you can change and make time. Like there's a lot of little things you can do, but there's like we said at the beginning, there's no one answer.
No, and it's all about you too. Because I mean, if you're having financial issues or family issues or social issues, that plays into a factor, and you can't really have to. You can't do anything about that.
No, you can't. But you have to survive, and you have to decide what parts of your life you're willing to give up to survive, and which parts you aren't. Part of why I stopped streaming MechWarrior Online, I don't even play it as much anymore, is because I just get home from work and I don't have the time. Like here's a spoiler: online games against other people are no set idea of if it's going to be good or bad game. You could get your ass whooped several times in a row, and sometimes your ass can't take that.
Yeah, sometimes you're just done getting your ass stomped.
Yeah, it's like sure, I'm willing to play the game, but sometimes you just done getting my butt whooped.
That I'm gonna have to.
And, with work being the way it was, I don't have the mental fortitude for that. So, and I decided people deserve better than me piss moaning and whining in the game. So there you go. I said I don't have any answers, and then I didn't throw up a lot of answers. So I mean.
I like, for me, sometimes getting a new model, I kind of want to paint up my Tyranids. I've got some, I figured out a little technique that kind of makes them look kind of cool and does it, pretty quickly. And it kind of has motivated me to, paint them up. So that kind of, I won't say lit a fire under my ass, but that's pretty much what it did.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do like a Thursday night stream, put on put it on there also, but also do it as a Discord. That way people can hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have
That'd
to
be
look
cool.
at the text. I could do a Discord hangout type
Just have
thing.
everybody in there talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our Discord, so people have asked us to put up another Discord channel, and we have. It's pretty much. I mean, there's not more that anything we can do to it.
It's basic, but
Yeah,
it's there.
It's basic.
Yeah, I need to get some time to work on this stuff a little bit, but I just haven't had it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that needs to be done that's going to make or break the Discord, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Besides, you may want to do some cleanup of other things, but there's nothing there that's going to make it, where nobody could get in there and just have fun. But we can go in there and hang out, do like a Thursday night, paint with Gonzo. And sometimes that's what you need, is maybe you just need some friends to hang out and paint with.
Yeah.
There is that. That is very motivating to sit and BS with people while you're painting. It's kind of ways on why I do this now, is because I like to paint and listen to people talk than talk myself.
Yeah. Hey, what I used to do the last time I got into a real big painting lull is I just took the one podcast I listened to and I said, I'm going to paint for the duration of this podcast every fucking week.
Yep.
That's a way to do
Sunday,
it.
Saturday, whenever I get a time, I am going to listen to this podcast, generally an hour, but sometimes up to an hour and a half if they're feeling froggy. And I'm going to listen to the whole thing and paint during the whole thing. It's a trick you can use. I think I've said it before, but Hobby Streak's a good one if you can start. There's a whole, just go on, and I know Twitter's occasionally accessible, but there's a lot of good communities still there. You can get on the hashtag Hobby Streak community, and they will be very fucking supportive. They're thumbs up, good job, keep going. Very, very supportive community. I would say, granted, it's a very super niche community. It's a niche of a niche, but I never had anyone been unsupportive. the most is someone like, does that count as hobby streak? Like, it's your fucking hobby streak. Who cares? Don't let anyone define your fucking rules.
Do what you
Make
want.
your own rules. You're the captain, bitch.
That's right. Remember that you are the protagonist of your own story, not someone else. You make your own fucking rules. The fun police, the hobby streak police, the fucking whatever police are not going to come find you because you're not doing it the right way. And if they do, fucking punch them. Because fuck those people. Those aren't police at that point. Those are fucking Nazis again. Trying to tell you how to live your life and all that. Fuck them. Sorry, I'm very much into punch Nazis, fuck them phase.
That's fair.
Good phase to be in. But yeah, don't tell, like, it's like we tell you with painting or anything. Don't let anyone tell you how to have fun. When the people come on Twitter and tell you you're not doing it right, or anywhere, tell them to go fuck themselves. Now, you don't have to start there. You can start with, I respectfully disagree. That's the nice way of saying go fuck yourself. But start with that and they continue like, no, you're doing it wrong. Oh, fuck off.
Here's the block button.
Yep. Block that fucker and move on. I'm pretty sure some people blocked me. It's okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so find a support group. That's a good one. Whether it be your local group just on Discord, Facebook, whatever. Find them. They will help you, support you, whatever you want. If you want your local group to pressure you to make sure you paint every day, they will do so. You want me to pressure you every day to paint. I will pressure you every day to paint. Like, hey, so-and-so, how's it going? What was your day? Did you paint today? I will do that. Happy to help. You know? Just because I can't find the motivation doesn't mean I can't help be the motivation for other people. But it's just do what you can. Find what it is. Make yourself a goal. Oh, hey, I know me and my buddy are going to play a game, next month. Well, make a goal to have so much of your army painted by then and get going. Oh, hey, I'm going to Warfare Weekend. Well, you need everything painted. Do you got all your models painted? If not, get going. If you do you want to have some options? Do you want something different? Do you want someone to teach you Battletech or some other game? You want anything, someone that the game is going to be there. What do you want someone to teach you? Get some models if you have them, get them painted. Nothing gets people going more than a goal like that. And that sort of thing. I was motivated when we were doing the Marvel Crisis Protocol League, and then it went away, and I was no longer motivated. So, you just got to find it where you can. Legion challenged me to use my airbrush. Spoiler Legion, that shit might not happen this year, but I'm going to blame Banyan.
Blame Banyan.
We just haven't been able to clean up. I mean, partially me too, but together we have not been able to clean up to the point where we can set that up. Not even sure how we want to set that up. We're talking about putting it in a room upstairs, but I feel like it'd be better in the basement, which, if that's the case, he's actually done more to start that off than I have. Because he's been cleaning out the second room in the basement. So, we'll see. Currently, as a self-defense measure, I will blame Banyan. Song to the tune of Blame Canada from South Park the movie. Uncomfortable silence because John's got nothing to say.
Or Gonzo is concentrating.
Same.
Yeah.
That part. I'm working on craters. I'm trying.
Look, for a guy who had no ideas, I've thrown a lot of ideas
You have
out
all
there.
the ideas.
Apparently I do.
Good job, John. I'm proud of you.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, it does take, and it takes motivation, whether we like it or not. You've got to just I don't want to say suck it up, but
You do. I
you
mean,
got to suck it up.
Yup.
We are living embodiments of physics. If you're not pushed from the outside, sometimes you won't do other things. You know, I see it in all sorts of things. I see it in games. Like, it's a funny note. If I play a role-playing game, which has happened in the past, don't laugh, I try not to be the leader, but sometimes that shit just happens, right? You
Yep.
get pushed into it, and then you just fucking go.
Yep.
Same thing playing MechWarrior Online. I don't want to fucking make all the calls and tell everyone what to do, but sometimes that shit just happens. You just gotta go. I just don't remember one time we're playing and someone's like, "We need someone to lead us." John O. Spencer. Because I don't use those online acronyms. I don't fucking care. You're a veteran MechWarrior. You lead us. To which I replied, "Negative, am potato." And then I ended up leading them anyways. But, it is what it is.
Potates.
The agent can account. That was legitimately exactly how it happened. But, sometimes you don't want to. Like, it's like some of that. Sometimes you just want to chill. And sometimes you can't. That's part of duty, but you have to decide if you need to. I have no duty to paint models, so I'm just going to fucking chill. Now, if it was like, "Oh, John, you're coming to Warfare Weekend, and we need you to demo this thing with your models and everything," then I would fucking be all over that shit, right?
Yeah, because we need to demo.
Because then someone else is like relying on me. It's different. But there's no one relying on me. It's not like, not Brushhead Dave's like, "John, I want you to paint new models. I want to play your same old shit." Hell, his X-Men ain't even painted yet. Not that that matters, but it's a thing. You have to think about that. But I think maybe I'll try and clean off this week, and then next week start painting, get some of these BattleTech, and finish Thor. I actually broke Thor's hammer a little bit, but I think it fixed it. Luckily, it's plastic, glue's pretty easy.
Oops.
You got a new paint rack that
Yeah.
you can do.
What's that?
You got a new brush rack that you can put together too, and
Yeah, I probably need to buy some new brushes too.
Hmm.
I just need to find good brushes, like that right level of cost-effective, of quality and cost. That right list, because I'm hard on brushes. So, but that's one of those things. You just got to find your goal wherever you can, and then start making it happen.
so you're going to clean off your desk, is what you're telling me.
Sure, this week I'm gonna clean off my desk.
All right, I challenge you to clean off your desk this week
Okay.
before Saturday night, or it has to be done by Saturday night. How about that?
Give me Sunday morning, because Sunday morning's open right now.
All right, Sunday morning,
There you
and you have to post pictures.
go. Sure. Because Lord knows I'm shy about posting some pictures.
Well, we won't be around to see it or whatever. We'll be somewhere
You
else.
can't see it right now.
I'll be
but it's a
driving.
mess.
That way we can make sure it gets done.
It'll get done.
Gonzo's putting, time frames on it because he knows that my bratty ass was going to say, you got 2 weeks to do it.
Oh, before and after. Here you go. Here you go, Arthur Michael Lavoie. Here's the before. Look, it's a fucking mess. But I'll take more later. But there you go. There's proof that it's a fucking mess right now. But actually, it's funny. I did actually clean off my table that I have a lot of extra stuff on. Or it still doesn't look clean, but it's a lot less on it. Because I had to find the Animal Adventures book for D&D, because we were running D&D every other Friday for some people from work and all.
Yeah, what D&Ds are you running? You're running the Doggo one, and what else?
I mean, we're only running one D&D. But yeah, we're running D&D
What
5th
other
edition.
RPG are you playing, John?
Oh, there we go. Look at the proper question. We're still doing Genesis.
All right.
We feel like we've got a good feel for the combat now, and we're working on it. I feel like the combat takes some getting used to. There's a bunch of free or very cheap supplements done by fans and all on DriveThru RPG that are helpful too if you want to do new equipment and stuff like that. A lot of cool ideas. There's one that has like a template to print out cards for putting your bad guys on cards, which I find is a much easier way to do things.
Nice.
Especially because I have to make everything up, but I just get used to it. I mean, system mastery is a big thing with games. And the reason we played, Champion/Hero System or Feng Shui for so long is because I have big system mastery in them. I could literally pull out a piece of paper and write a Champion's character right here without the book. Maybe not a super advanced one, but you're blurry again, Gonzo. But I could definitely do a basic one. But, so that stuff helps a little bit, just having some extra stuff. Sort of just a side effect of the game, not getting all the stuff it needed before COVID, and then I guess technically cancellation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. I mean,
To be fair, Finance Fight's not good at explaining anything because they sort of nixed. What is that card game that I was not impressed with? That was fine, but not great. What's their card game? The sealed deck one, like the one where you can't build decks.
I can't remember what it's called.
Something Forge? Keyforge.
Keyforge, yeah.
Yeah, so like that just sort of went on hiatus. They didn't say why. I know why, because I know people in the industry, but it was a heck of a reason.
They actually eventually said why it went away.
Yeah. Well, it's back now, but like it's the thing, like Genesis could come back. You think Edge just reprinted Genesis? That'd be cool. I mean, there's no dice right now. You got to get the dice on Etsy, but it is what it is for that, But yeah, we're running that with a sort of Thundar the Barbarian style game. We're trying to. It ends up being sort of fantasy with other elements right now. It's a much more difficult feel to get than I thought, but they're enjoying it, so that seems good. And then D&D, we haven't even had our first adventure yet. I might just cheat and use pre-made 4th edition adventures for the 5th edition characters.
That's fine.
Because I cheat like that. We'll see.
Is it cheating, or is it using what you have to your advantage?
Oh, it's cheating, but as my buddy, Jay Pepe, may he rest in peace, has always said 2 things. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. And then, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So, and you guys know the context he means in that.
Yes. That does not mean go out and cheat at tournaments, because then you'll be a dick and nobody will like you.
Exactly. It means at life, at other things, cheat.
Be a pirate when it's appropriate.
Yes. But, use what you got. Like, we could have a role-playing game cast without using what you got. It is, it is what it is. If you've got old adventures that are fun, so I know that 2 people in the party have played every single adventure in that whole series. But you know what I also know? Neither one of those fuckers remember a damn thing from it. Hell, to be fair, they've both played it twice. I've run it twice and played through it once. And I only barely remember what the fuck goes on in it. Banyan don't remember what goes on either. Like, I don't remember. We had a good time with it, but I don't think we really remember what happened.
We have memories of Goldfish. We don't remember shit.
No, I mean, it's a fun game, but it wasn't, earth-shattering. You remember super important or very cool things from games. You don't necessarily remember... that was cool and fun. Had a good time. You get impressions from that. That's why I remember so many more bad things than good, because the bad things tend to be a little more...
Traumatic?
Sure. Traumatic. So,
we'll go with that.
Sum up the actual topic that we've wandered away from. Find a goal, find a way to get it done, just do it. I hate quoting the guy, but get her done. I'm not a Larry the Cable Guy fan. Sorry. Not sorry.
And if you end up with a giant black streak in the middle of your forehead, then that's totally fine too.
It is. That just means you're so into it that you're not paying attention to other things. Which is good and bad.
Yes.
I think I'm done.
I like the coat.
Of course, it's purple.
I'm going to say a controversial thing that Missy's going to look at me crazy. I think there's too much purple on it, but it'll be fine.
Well, the backside is very black.
Everyone is entitled to their wrong opinion. It's fine, John.
But the front, there's too much. it's too much purple. It all blends together.
Once
It'd be better if something was a different color, because the inside of the cloak is purple, then the corset's purple, and the sleeves are purple, and the legging trousers are purple, and then the sash is purple. It's just too much purple. Any one of those things potentially being another color would break it up. But you wouldn't do anything too. Like, I would have probably done the corset area as like a leather brown color instead. So you get something that contrasts with her flesh, but also isn't just more purple. But that's just me. It's your model.
Could have done
If
a
you're happy,
gold or
it's
a
all
yellow.
good. Might be too much then.
Depends on the
on the
Well,
chicken.
so you've got the
What's the word I'm looking
reddish
for?
flesh and the orange on the head. The purple might not be bad, but right now the orange and sort of the green being the different colors, the outstanding colors. Keep your eyes reasonably focused on the model. You're not looking up too much or down too much because they're sort of competing. So your eyes are drawn to the center of it.
I'm drawn to her boobs, so that's just it.
Because boobs.
Boobs.
That just happens to be the center of the model. So yes, between the two vibrant colors you put on there. So yes, that is where your eyes are drawn. Means you're safe if she's a Medusa.
There. She's done.
I like it. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna paint mine.
She will get sealed after the show. Same with my Judgment. Then, besides working on my Tyranid stuff, because I have to do some priming on them, I'll be working on my Judgment stuff, which will be really cool stuff. Boobs.
Boobs.
And then
All the boobs.
ugly creatures with mushrooms.
But mushrooms.
But mushrooms. What time is it, by the way? Is it about that time?
It is 7:59.
It is about that time.
It is about that time. All right, I'm going to take this crap off.
Or 8:59 if you want to get technical for John.
Oh, fuck
I
him.
appreciate that.
Let's get this
Why
around.
people like me more.
Da, 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 da. Media section. Woo, 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 woo. Legionnaires, I saw that and set it up to record. So the Twisted Metal TV show is, I think, next week or 27th, I think, something like that. In
What service is it on again?
Peacock.
Okay, so it's wait for the Continental to be done and Twisted Metal, and then get Peacock, watch those two, and then cancel Peacock.
Yes.
Noted.
Gotcha. And I think I don't know if they're doing it all at once or they're going to do it weekly. I think they're going to do it weekly episodes, which would be good. I saw that.
Wait till they're all done. Watch them. I feel like between a month I can watch all of both of them, and it'd be fine. Because
So I'll say this. I watched the trailer for it because I saw that it was coming out, and I was like, oh, I want to see what this looks like, see if it's worth it. And it's got Anthony Mackie in it, and he's one driving the vehicle, going from place to place. And it's written by the team that wrote Deadpool, part of them. So it's got good one-lining bullshit stuff. You know,
it's about probably the right feel for Twisted Metal, which is not exactly like
Oscar material. But I did love the joke. You have 3-ply toilet paper?
I only saw the teaser like weeks ago.
The new one came out, and it's actually pretty good. I actually laughed a few times in it.
Was pretty much sold with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. Him in a comedy role? Yeah. A comedy combat role? Yeah, I can deal with that. It looked decent. I mean, it didn't look horrible. Everything looked like it was be fun. So I've got it on my list and ready to watch it. Because right now, we're going to be pretty barren on TV shows for a bit. Get ready for another splurge of reality TV hitting you non-stop. Because not only the screenwriters are striking.
The actors and the screenwriters.
Actors are now striking too.
That is good. They deserve to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Because, let's be honest, all the executives have said all the wrong things. I was actually just in my side screen, I've got Twitter up, and there was a scene of the CEO of one of those companies, Warner Brothers or something, giving a speech at Boston College, and you can hear them chanting, "Pay your writers."
And then,
which is fucking epic.
Nice.
And then Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman. No, he can't say that. Well,
he just did. Because one of the CEOs says, well, eventually they're going to pay their bills, so they'll come back anyway, and
they said they're
lose their houses.
Wait them out until after until they can't pay their mortgage and shit. And I'm like, that's like, really? That's your. And
that's a dumb answer.
Just not too long. I'll spend like maybe a minute on this. Is one of the things, the groundbreaking deals they offered is for extras to get paid one day of pays. They scan them and everything and be able to use their visage in movies in perpetuity with no residuals or anything. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
Absolute bullshit. And if that's what happens to Hollywood, burn to the ground.
Yeah. Ron Perlman.
And what you can watch in the meantime, watch some Bollywood. Fucking, they make good movies too.
Yeah.
Crazy movies. Okay.
Like, there is no physics in those movies.
Oh, no physics. We'll talk about no physics in my second choice.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this. I watched, and, you know, I had really high hopes for Renfield. And I say that with like I can't do it without laughing. I knew what Renfield was going to be when I saw the previews and I watched it, and I mean, come on. Okay, the cast. I'll tell you, Awkwafina, she is doing. She knows how to play a scene. She knows how to act it up and play her role correctly. Type stuff. Nicolas Cage doesn't choose scenes. Nicolas Cage spits them out and throws them back in his mouth and does it again. I mean, he just goes through these scenes. And he thinks he's God in these scenes. And you want that from him. Type thing. I will tell you, I enjoyed the shit out of this movie because I went in there with the expectation, okay, Nicolas Cage, Renfield, vampire, blah, blah, blah. It was fun as shit to watch. There was some scenes you were like, oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's damn. It is very bloody. Very, and I want to say gory because there's not like a lot of gore, but it's like, oh, he just lost both his hands. Oh, he just lost his head. You know, that type of stuff. But I swear the red syrup that they used, they must have cleaned out the entire area of red syrup.
Nice.
blood. It was just a good time. I had a blast watching it. It had some funny lines. The acting, everybody was really good at it. Everybody played their part like they were supposed to. And you could tell. I would love to see the blooper reel of this movie, because I know that they probably were just giving each other a bunch of shit and having a great time filming this.
Yeah, let's bring back the Jackie Chan / Cannonball Run style blooper reel at the end of the movies. They're fucking great.
Oh, yeah. They make the movie so... Get rid of the stinger thing for the next episode or the next new thing. Give me blooper reels at the end of it.
Because now you've got them a reason to watch to the end.
Yeah.
Not just cue the credits going, you've got the bloopers. Like, that is the way to make a movie. Because you take the series, you know, even some serious movies, you take it down a notch. Now you're like, these were guys having fun. You know, show outtakes of Tom Cruise almost fucking killing himself because he's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's crazy.
But, I mean, it was... I can guarantee that if they bring out a blooper reel of this, it's going to be hilarious. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
It's been really good. If you can watch it, go watch it. It's a good, fun movie. It'll lift your spirits. You'll laugh. You'll have a good time. You'll be like, damn. Oh. Yeah. And you'll laugh because it's done in that way. Because you can tell that they did not take this serious at all. That they knew what they were doing was a comedy vampire movie with tons of blood and guts. And, I mean, Nicolas Cage just goes off in this. And he does it just right. He is Nicolas Cage, and the way they did it, this role was meant for him. Type thing. And his attitude and the way he does stuff. So, I highly recommend it. I'm only going to give it a half for the simple fact, but... Because, fuck, there was a lot of blood in this. So, Captain Mizzy?
What do I want to start with? I needed some comfort, so I watched the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
The best Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh, yeah.
For John.
It's
a very close second for me. And that's...
Oof.
And again, I've said it already. It's because of the Barbossa scene in the third one that I can't. I'm sorry, but it is amazing. And I actually noticed a few things in the effects that I probably noticed before, but because I've had to take a step back from it, that I was reminded of again, of just how amazing that they are. Whenever they're under the water and they're in the moonlight and the skeletons and just yes, it's fantastic. I love it. So
movie.
Yeah, good fun shenanigans as always. Yes, Legionnaires guidelines.
Guidelines.
So I'd give it a 1.
1. Holy
1.
shit.
I will say that if that movie didn't do as well as it did in the theaters, it would not have made the rest of the movies. In my opinion.
I do agree with that. But I just...
By memory, that's a classic 0. But that's by memory.
That's fair. Maybe you should watch it.
Maybe I should. Oh, I can't. The ex-wife took it in the divorce. Oh wait, it's on Prime. It's
Disney Plus. John, Disney Plus.
Fair enough.
Actually, no. I take that back. I'm going to give it half a space for me. I was being a little too harsh. I think my disdain for it is that I didn't like Will and Elizabeth at first. In it.
Okay.
So. But all the pirates, I have no problem with.
Yeah, the pirates did make it really well.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
John?
July 3rd and July 4th, I watched Independence Day.
What?
As you're wont to do occasionally. Been a while since I've seen it. Still holds up. Still great. I mean... I don't know what I can say about that. That's how you do a disaster movie / because it is basically a disaster movie. Hits all the right notes. doesn't talk about realism. Like there's no like, oh, this wasn't realistic because aliens came in and they kept everything and they didn't talk about anything they didn't want to explain. And people will go, oh, but he hacked the alien code. Well, there's a deleted scene that they cut out that says he's figured out the code. But if you watch the regular version, he's figured out their code. He says that. There's another scene that goes, like, basically, like, rubs your nose in it. He figured out the code. But no, it's great. Jeff Goldblum's great in it. Like, the entire cast is great in that movie.
Yeah.
I love it. 0. I can't give it anything other than a 0. It was an event when it came out. It was fucking worth it in the theater. You know what? Honestly, when it gets to one of the anniversaries and they put it out on the theater on July 4th in fucking Fathom event, I might go see it again.
I'm a pilot. I can fly. I will always remember that line.
Playing on point with that.
Yeah.
The best movie present. Yeah, great movie present. It basically also got what's her name plays her wife the job for Battlestar Galactica because they saw how she carried herself as that, and she just carried herself so well. It gets some feels in there, but nothing too heavy. It knows exactly what it is and plays it all perfectly. Not too many characters to follow, just enough, and just goes. Yeah, like I said, 0. It's Independence Day. It's great.
Let's see, what else did I watch this week? So I watched it last night. I saw it on Netflix, and it's Bird Box Barcelona. And it's another story about Bird Box on the previous one that had Sandra Bullock in it. That was all the craze at one point, many years ago. And I'm like, why are they just now doing a spinoff? And so all it is this is what happened in Barcelona, and they actually expand on these creatures, which I thought was good. It gave us a little bit about them, talked about them a bit more, these things that are making people, commit suicide, etc., etc. And I thought that was great. I was like, because that kind of left a hole in the story.
That movie was that long ago? Damn.
How long ago was it?
The original Bird Box was in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was sooner than that.
Yeah, that's the reason why I thought it was interesting that we got this now. You figure they would have done it, shortly after that first one, so they could capitalize on that,
Well, there was a thing shortly after that.
Yeah, that's right.
Heard of it. It was called COVID.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just saying.
But, I mean, it wasn't bad. Was it great? No. Was it good? It was meh. So, I mean, it gets like my 2.5 Space Herpes type rating because it was just there. You could put it on and do something, while you're doing it, while you're watching it, but it was okay.
I can.
Yeah. I can. But for the most part, it was just all right. I didn't have a problem with it. It was just there. Ms.?
I started watching a new to me show today called Primal. Mm-hmm. And I'm really excited for it. I've only got 2 episodes in so far, but it doesn't have any dialogue, so I have to pay attention to it. And it's glorious. It follows this caveman and dinosaur. And it's fascinating, and I love it.
Yeah, so, I don't think there is a single word spoken until season 2.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, you get all the way, you get through it, and there's hardly any spoken words until like season 2.
I'm all right with that. I love the animation and that style of storytelling too.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of old, actually.
Yeah.
How old is it?
2019.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, it doesn't. I watched it, and I binge watched it all the way through, because they're short episodes. They're like 30 minutes and stuff, and they're very entertaining.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And it did get canceled. I was saying that before. It did get canceled, but recently got re-upped. I'm not going to spoil it because Captain Missy's watching it, but I can't wait for the new season, especially with what happened at the end.
Oh, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, their first Clone Wars. Gotcha. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah. It's actually pretty solid.
Is it in that art style?
No, not really. It's its own.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
No.
I mean, it's a fine art style.
Yeah, but no, it's fun. I enjoyed
It
it.
kind of reminds me a little bit more of an adult version of Samurai Jack
Yeah,
art style.
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, I could go with that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, only 2 in, but so far 0
Cool.
because stories.
Fair enough.
Because dinosaurs.
Because dinos.
Fair enough.
Dinos and cavemen. Yes.
John, what you got?
So July 4th, I made the wonderful choice of watching Independence Day Resurgence.
How'd that
You
go
want to
for you,
talk about a
John?
movie that physics, like, no. There's a point where I stopped and said, physics does not work like that really at all. Which, and, like, I liked the recurring characters coming back. That was cool. I liked a lot of the themes coming there. I didn't dislike the main military character. I just felt like whoever wrote this fucking didn't watch all the first movie all the way through. They took some fucking cliff notes and went.
Oh yeah.
Like, for some reason, Will Smith's son's, well, it's not really his son, but his adoptive son's mother was now a doctor when she was a stripper in the first one. I don't fucking know how you get from there to there. It wasn't like it was like, oh, she was working on that and working her way through medical school by being a stripper. There's nothing like that. It was just suddenly she's a doctor. And she has to be there, and she has to die. Spoilers for a movie that's been out and is terrible. Sorry. Wasn't like there's a lot of like they have a. I'm sure for the Chinese audience, and I have no problem with it. I just wish they'd done something. They have a female Chinese pilot who's basically just there to be competent, and for and for the annoying American lead to not lead, secondary character to fixate upon sexually, which is fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like, quite honestly, this is the epitome of why did you make a sequel? This is what I was worried Top Gun Maverick was going to be. You know, you waited some time. There's some really good points. You know, Bill Pullman comes back. I like what he did. I like Jeff Goldblum back. They got why did my brain stop? The guy who plays Data.
Brett Spiner.
Red Spider, thank you. Back. Very cool. Like, I liked some of the stuff they did. I liked some of the characters they made. I liked some of the world they made. But at the end of the day, between their utter and flagrant disregard for fucking physics, like, as the alien mothership's going over stuff, it's drawing stuff towards its gravity, like, okay. It's not that big. It's not... Gravity doesn't fucking work like that. It's not that big. You'd have had to explain that shit with the text in there, and also they put what's his name, Judd Hirsch back in it as the father of the one character, and like he's off the Florida coast and crashes, and kids find him, and they're like, "We need to drive to my son in Area 51." Do you have an idea how long that takes? Any fucking concept. Well, they're there before the end of the movie because they needed a bus load of kids to make it. I don't... Like, someone should have fucking taken them like, no! No, that doesn't need to be in the fucking movie. It's like everything they did right in the first one, they did wrong in this one. So overall, it's got some cool parts. It's got some interesting characters, but I have to give it... I'm going to give it 2.75. I don't quite want to give it 3, but it's definitely under... It is worse than Beastmaster overall. Because it's just not... It's just not there. Like, it is a movie where I would watch clips of, and like I said, I like some of the characters. I thought there was some fucking real potential in this movie, and that's more than I thought I was going to get. My expectations were low, and it did not necessarily meet my expectations. So, yeah, 2.75. It's, if you can see it for free, if you don't have Independence Day on Blu-ray and you want to buy a Blu-ray and you get a 2-pack, fucking get the 2-pack. If it's like a couple bucks, like $5, sure, $5. Rental, maybe. But don't go out of your way. It's not worth it. I kind of regret it. A little bit.
A little bit.
Gonzo, I still got one more.
Oh, shit. All right, I better hurry up then.
We have 2 more.
I watched, it was on Netflix. I watched The Pirates Last Royal Treasure. It is a Korean Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So if you like Pirates,
awesome.
if you like Pirates of the Caribbean, you'll like this movie. It was janky, swinging from, crazy things, just absurdly action, good fight scenes, you name it. It was pretty good, pirate movie.
Let me know. That's the kind of shit I would take time out to watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a good feel, there's not any feel good. You're not expecting this grand, whatever. But I mean, it was just a bunch of pirates, doing stupid shit and having fun. And it was Korean shows. I mean, they have it dubbed, so, I was able to watch it easier.
Watching this, actually, a couple weeks ago. But because I was so tired and exhausted, I ended up falling asleep.
So, tell you what, Mizzy. When you go to watch it again, remind me. I will watch it as well.
Bet.
You have to remind me, though, because I have to watch it downstairs because it's Netflix. I don't have Netflix on my computer. It's Netflix. But technically, it's a sequel to a movie called The Pirates, but I don't think we need to see the original. We can just watch this one.
Yeah, I mean, it was made in 2022, so it's not too far off. But I mean, it was actually enjoyable and fun. I give it, like, a one-ish type thing, just because, you're just like, okay, we've seen this, done this before. But you're like, oh, crap. That was pretty funny. And some of the special effects were really neat, and some of the things were really cool. So, I mean, if you like pirates, more power to you.
Pirates.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Mizzy.
I finished The Witcher
Okay.
so far. I don't have any negative feedback for it. I want more. Great.
I'm going to give it till the end of the next section that we're getting in a month or so or whatever it is, and then I'll give a full rating on it.
So the end of Henry Cavill?
Yeah, the end of Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Still haven't finished season 1. Just like, it's one of those things, like, it's not that it's bad, it's just that it's not.
You're not going to go back to it. Yeah.
It's fine.
That's fair. Not for everyone, but it's still good.
Yeah, I like Henry Cavill.
And if you can make it through the first season, then you're set.
Yeah, fucking out of order, fucking fuckity fuckers.
And then, so that's something with this last episode, that they did a bunch of jumping around, but the way that they did it, it made sense for them too.
That's all that matters. Like, you put times, you put 5 years early. We'll fucking keep track of it. You can let us know. Don't fucking, look, there was a time skip thing in here. You fucker, kill you. Well, not kill you. That's kind of extreme. I'll kick you in the ding ding.
John?
I guess back to me. So while I was sick on Sunday, I come down to try and eat soup. The only soup we have in the house is creamy chicken noodle, which is a fucking mistake. Not that it's a bad soup. It's just that, mentally speaking, after so much vomiting, you have a problem with food. But Bane's sitting there, and he literally just started 65 Million.
Uh-huh.
The Adam Driver. It's basically a story of a guy who crash lands on Earth 65 million years ago.
Okay.
And he's trying to get to the escape ship so he and the one child he finds can get off the planet. It was fine. It wasn't great. There's some continuity errors. There's some they definitely do use Chekhov's gun quite a bit. And you're like, are they gonna? Oh no, they did. And it's kind of predictable. At point, there's not a lot of surprising plot points in it at all.
No.
Like, but it's fine. Like you have Netflix, you just watch it. Sure, it's fine. I think it is the definition of 2.5.
Yeah, I watched it last week also, and I was just like, eh.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just
Adam
there.
Driver, like, normally Adam Driver is a very, very good actor, I feel.
Yeah.
In this, I feel like he was solid, but I feel like his interactions with the kid were really odd at points. Like, he's never interacted with a kid. You know, I'd have to blame the director on what they're going for because, you know, like I said, I know he can act. I've seen him in shit like Logan Lucky where he acts his fucking pants off. But it just felt off a little bit, you know? Didn't feel like how you would talk to a kid necessarily. It felt a little too like you would do in stagecraft to hit the cheap seats.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you know, if you're sitting there, you got Netflix and you got the time, by all means. It's fine, but 2.5 seems fair.
Yeah, it was just for me too.
Yeah, I don't know, it's fine. Like, I'm sure they spent way too much money making it. There was some good tech in it, some good, like, if you want to do sci-fi stuff, like as a role-playing or whatever, there's some interesting tech in there that's cool. I had no real problems with it, but also I have no desire to ever see it again.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I want to see that scene again. It's like I'm not going to look it up on YouTube and find scenes again. So much I bitch about certain movies, there are a couple scenes from Independence Day I would watch, a Resurgence I would see again. Like one or two. Maybe. That's it for me. I mean, I did watch one episode, the second episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and of course it was fucking great.
Yep.
I will try and catch up on that slowly. No desire to see Secret Invasion.
I'm watching it. This episode was the best episode of the season, and it still wasn't that great. I'm just like,
I feel like this is going to be and we talked about this, how I felt like it's like the similar story to the Falcon Winter Soldier, just without any empathy for the antagonists.
Yeah.
You had empathy for the antagonists in that. Like, oh, cool, yeah, we understand how you're feeling. And also, it really shits on the entire fact of Captain Marvel, where they go, the Skrulls aren't bad guys, and now they're bad guys.
Yeah.
I loved that twist in Captain Marvel, because it was just complete subversion of expectations. It was great. And then this kind of shits on it by making them the bad guys you really thought they were going to be in the first one.
Yeah. I'm just like, eh.
They are showing Miss Marvel on network television, ABC, apparently. They're going to show the whole series. Wonder why that is. Because they're out of stuff to watch because they won't pay their fucking writers. So.
Something I did. So, still watching Warrior. Still great. Still good.
I don't have Max anymore, so.
Still watching Alone. Still good. Foundation came back this week. And holding off on it because there was a lot of story building and there was a couple of oh shit moments in this one, but
that sounds like a series you want to just watch, not like
rate it per. Yeah, you got to sit and watch it because there was a lot of things that came out. The one thing I did do is I did finish the new Final Fantasy game that came out. I want to say that it is a Final Fantasy movie, or I wouldn't say movie, video game. Yep. Rescue a kitten out of the tree. Let's go kill God.
Yeah.
That's a direct progression, yeah.
Yeah. Type thing. So there's nothing. The one thing I thought was very interesting about this, and another thing that I was kind of disappointed, is the story was okay. The characters were okay. There's not an open world game, which kind of bums me out. I miss those open world Final Fantasy games type stuff. Everything is zoned out. It's all right. But it was just a meh. I did find it interesting that they did do a couple of things where like money, I had no use for money in the game. I had no use for most of the things I picked up in the game. You can technically put the game on easy mode by equipping 3 items. 1 item that automatically dodges, 1 item that automatically does your combo, and 1 item that automatically tells your dogs what to do in attacking, and whatever else. Now, you can take those off and make the game a little bit more challenging, but you could technically play the game with 1 button all the way through the entire game. And I get it. There's people that just want to play the game like that. They just want to see the story. They just want to do cool stuff. Just have fun. I get it. I'm not dogging that at all. But I know that it was a big contention. People said that was, horrible. And I'm like, people don't have time for that shit. It means you don't have to do it.
Watch says options are good.
Yeah. Graphics-wise, the insane graphics. They were gorgeous. Sometimes it was just too much, too. But it was the final boss scenes. Some of the big boss scenes were really fun. Like in this one, you don't actually just summon, these major creatures. You actually become the major creature and do things with them and fight as those major creatures. So Ifrit, you actually become Ifrit and fight. Ifrit, fight as Ifrit doing special maneuvers and stuff, which was fun. And there's a couple of major fight scenes that were like, I'm going to go back and play that fight scene because it was fun as shit to do.
That's cool.
And then the last ending battle, I was like, fuck yeah, as I was playing it, because they had some good things that go on with it. As a Final Fantasy game, it was okay. As a good beat 'em up and just have a good fun, it was good. Is it worth $70? Not really. I'd wait to go.
Yeah, I know Banion's enjoying it. I know Not Brushhead Dame's really enjoying it. So
yeah,
opinions vary.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think it's. I just miss the old open world Final Fantasy games where I could go and do whatever I wanted, and I didn't have to. I mean, but I also am a product of Final Fantasy VII, and
I've only played 2 Final Fantasies, 1 and 7.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, that's fine. But let's say that's a good constructive criticism of a game. But let's judge the game on what it is, not what it isn't.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a blast with it. I don't want to give it. I'd give it maybe like a 2 Space Herpes because it wasn't bad.
That's fair with your constructive criticism of it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. But I mean, I enjoyed it.
I zoned out when you guys started talking about that.
I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. Gorgeous game. Not I only didn't do one thing in the game before I finished it, and I was like, okay, I can live without doing that. Mizzy, you want to get your last one out of the way?
It's just Star Trek.
Okay.
Good Star Trek.
Yeah,
love it.
I'm not.
Yeah. Star Trek. It's solid. I'm having a blast with it.
It may be the best Star Trek ever.
One of my coworkers and I were talking about that this is probably one of the best Star Treks out there.
Yeah. Granted, it would never be where it is without the precursors, so let's keep that in mind.
Correct.
We're not we're saying next gen's trash or anything or any of that.
No. But
it is, from themes and everything, the most Star Trek, and it's fucking great.
Oh yeah. It's solid. I'll be sad when it goes off the air. When? Don't know, but I'll be sad when it does.
Probably 12 to 10 to 13 episodes, 8 to 13 episodes, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was
standard out, which is fine.
Yeah, it was solid. I'm having a great time with it.
Yep.
What more? Guys, that actually we went over a little bit. No big deal. We will be sending you off to the Painting Dad. Looks like he's probably be painting some. He's actually painting some Space Marines. It's like he's painting up the new stuff from the Leviathan box.
Which, if you guys are interested, a lot of stores still have it. I was at one of my local stores to play D&D, and they still had some.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of copies out there.
Hats
still.
Off to GW. Did a good job of making sure stores got it, and everyone got it. Very pleased with them.
Yep.
I think it's only fair after taking the piss out of them earlier.
Type thing. Guys, let's see. next week, like I said, we will not be here. We'll be out of town. The week after that, we will have an announcement about our new co-host that will be joining us. And we will be putting that up, and you can welcome that new person.
My desk will be cleaning prior to that. Expect that for your Sunday reveal. You'll have my before and after desk photos.
Yeah, there you go. That way it's all done. Guys, please take care of yourself. Please watch out for each other. If you see something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't, find somebody that will. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Captain Busy.
Good night. Make sure you go over there and say hi to the Painting Dad. Give him a follow if you haven't followed him. Tell him More Than Dice sent. And have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.